Hello, this is the Inconsistent Gamer back with another video, and now I have my computer set up. I spent today setting it all up. I've got OBS recording, I've got Steam on the go, which I'm playing the Stanley Powerball on. I know this game is a few years old, but I always thought it was an interesting one. Look, you can see it's mirroring over here. It's a very self-aware game that plays on that trope. And the idea is that you do what the narrator says, but obviously most of the game is doing what Naughty says. What Naughty says, yes. But in this playthrough today, I'm going to do what he tells me to. And in another video, I'll disregard everything he says and go my own way. So let's begin the game of the Stanley Powerball. Never the end is, never the end is, never the end is. I'm sure it's supposed to say this is the end is never. The end is never. Pop the loading screen. Ignore it. It's taking a while to load. Come on. Got a good computer here.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We won't skip it, we'll listen. I'll stop talking.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
While we are up and about, Stanley, you have the most boring, soul-wrenching sounding job on the planet. Pressing buttons on a keyboard that appear on your screen. Jesus Christ. Right, 428.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Purpose?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Jesus Christ, we're staring into the never-ending void. And it was by the point where he got to his desk that he realised no one else was here. Do you live here, Stanley? Do you sleep in your office? Jesus.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
As I said, we're going to do what he says in this playthrough, so we'll go to the left door. See how this story ends.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. There's a manager for the whiteboards. RIP Fuzz. Fans, whoever that is. They did. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Ah, thank you. Thank you very much with those faceless zombies. Broom closet. Oh, I like.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No narrator, fuck you. This is the one time I won't listen to you. I'm gonna...
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
You know, this is more of a shed. Well, it's not a shed, but, you know, There is a broom and it is a
It
closet,
was
but
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
doing sweet FA. I'm going to use that. Can we triple there? No, it's not even
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing
yes, I
around
am.
doing nothing?
Yes.
Why?
Just
Please
to piss
offer
you
me
off.
some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Don't be. I'm doing it so you keep talking and entertaining me, which is your purpose in this video
You do
game.
realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
It is of importance to me. This is my new home.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
This is my closet
hope your
now.
friends
I
find
am
this
one with the
concerning.
closet. I shall never leave. I shall never explore the ending and offerings
Stanley
this
was
game
fat and
has to
ugly
offer.
and really, really stupid.
I am
He
one
probably only
with
got the job
closet.
because of a family connection. That's how
Forever.
stupid he is. That or
Yeah,
with
that-
drug
you're just
money.
being mean now,
Also,
man.
Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I like the sound of Stanley. Sounds like my kind of guy.
Well,
Me and
I've
Nick
come
were
to
going
a
a night
very
out one
definite
time.
conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the
Jesus
irony
Christ.
and insightful
I love how they
commentary
came
of
up
this
with an
game
entire
is not
script
lost on
just
them.
for a broom closet.
All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Well, you're done now, are you? No more insults. No more tangents. We're done with the broom closet. We're gonna leave? Yeah? Not gonna insult me anymore? Okay, we'll leave.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
That's second
I
player.
guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Yeah, they carried him away, mate. He was useless. Not just at this game, at most games.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What would if I start? No, we're gonna do what he says. I really wanted to go downstairs, but we're gonna go upstairs. Jesus, this building got very fancy all of a sudden. Oh, I can't close the door. No, all doors close on their own in video games. Bloody hell! This is my boss's office, is it?
Stepping into his manager's office,
Why?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
I know.
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Gonna put
And so the boss
the
had
code in as
assigned
my
it an
year of
extra
birth.
secret PIN number.
That's not
2845.
my date of birth.
But of course, Stanley
What was it?
couldn't
I
possibly
weren't paying
have known
attention.
this.
Is that written down on a piece of paper? I weren't listening. No, nothing. Right, we're trapped forever because I didn't pay attention.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Ah, 2845. Yes, I did not know that, but through shocking coincidence, I just happened to put the right code in.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
Yes, pushing
Stanley
random
happened
buttons,
to input
not
the
having a
correct code
disembodied
by
voice
sheer
tell me.
luck. Amazing. he stepped into the newly opened passageway.
This room is way too big for one bloke. Why all the ceiling space, man? What the fuck? Oh. Alright, let's keep it going. Wait, what's this way? Nothing. There's a dark corner. Brilliant. Take me! Down we go. Oh, it's loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yes.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the
Mind
large
control
door that
facility.
read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control facility. Or escape. Get mind controlled or escape. Freedom or slavery. Well, I wanted to see what all those people a few hundred years ago were complaining about. So, well, go and be mind controlled against our will. Does someone sit here all day at a big light bottom?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Jesus
What
Christ.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, I do have the strength. I am a very strong-minded person, and I will push forward to whatever horrors this place holds. I should have been in the opera or some shit, man. Jesus.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their
Fired!
true
That
nature
person was
revealed.
fired. That person was
Each
fired.
bore the number of an
Two people were
employee in the
fired.
building.
Jesus
Stanley's
Christ.
co-workers.
Message with your
The
eyes.
lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Freedom! I have a dream that one day I will be free. A standard dream, to be honest. Martin Luther King said
This
it better.
mind control facility, it was too
Where's my number?
horrible to
What is-
believe it couldn't
What
be
number
true.
was I? 427.
Had
No, I
Stanley
am.
really been under someone's
Oh, that's my
control
office,
all this
man.
time?
Would
Was
it be
this the
weird
only
if there
reason
was
he was
actually me
happy
in
with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh, employee 289. I like 289. He was a good old chap. Take me.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in
Jesus,
someone
blood.
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled
What's
with
upstairs?
emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past
Oh,
began
that
to
looks
sink
so
in,
tempting, but I have a
Stanley
feeling that
decided
if I
that this
press it,
machinery would never again exert its terrible
hell
power
is that
over
then?
another human life. For he would
For-
dismantle the controls once and for all.
Four? It doesn't do anything. Why is this here? You're not going to question why I'm pushing it either? What? I thought this was going to open like another door that takes me on a different path or something, man. Okay, I guess it does absolutely naff all. Brilliant. I'm guessing we're going to facility power. Is that right? I'm guessing that's where I came from. Bulls. What is the point in this area here? Does anything happen? No? Alright then. Do these buttons do anything? They say never touch the big red button. Fathom. Oh, really? I can't touch the big red button. What about these buttons? do, 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 do. Really? But I can't. Oh, fuck it. Well, just go to facility power. Do what this. 5. 4 and 5 don't do anything. Brilliant. Mind controls idle. Awaiting input. Yes.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
You're not going to tell me what button to push. Not going to be like, Stanley pressed the off button. What if Stanley wanted to press the on button? What would happen if I pressed the on button? No, we're going to press the off button. We're going to do what the guy wants us to do. It's gone dark. Oh, mouse appeared. Mouse is gone.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
I feel like I'm in a David Attenborough documentary.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers
I do. I am
gone?
very curious where all
How
the other
had he been
paths
freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
that's bright.
For it was
Bloody
not
armor.
knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to
Am
know.
I the hobbit on the hill?
It was perhaps
Where
the
am
only
I?
thing worth knowing.
Where is
Stanley
this building, man?
stepped through the open door.
This is like all nature and green grass and stone paths and just this massive...
Stanley felt the
I
cool
can't look
breeze
around.
upon his skin.
Stuck.
The feeling of liberation. The immense possibility
I'm
of the
fucking
new
lost,
path before him.
mate.
This
I'm
was
liberated,
exactly
I'm
the
stuck.
way, right now,
Might as well just go back inside. At least in
things
there
were
I can
meant
get a
to
cup of tea and
happen.
that.
and Stanley was happy.
Are you happy, Stanley? I'd be a bit pissed off if I went through all that and I was just in the middle of bloody nowhere. Oh, we're back at the beginning. Alright, I guess that's the end of part 1. I will come back to this and explore the other paths. And now I will be playing many more PC games, different varieties and all that, because the PS4 is very limited. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Ta-ta for now.